Hey everyone, if you're new here, my name's Lottie, and if you're a subscriber, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited for today's video because we are going to be picking out my July TBR. Today is actually the 1st of July when I'm filming this, so it is officially July. I really can't believe this year is just going by so quickly. We're already halfway through the year. So I'm starting to feel a little bit of like the pressure on myself of like all these books that I said I wanted to read this year, and I'm like, oh, I probably need to like start reading those. That's a little bit like what's on my mind today. But reading in the summer months is just some of my favorites, so I'm excited to pick out my July TBR with you guys today. Before we dive into picking out a new TBR, let's quickly recap on last month's TBR. In the month of June, we picked out 6 books for the TBR, and I ended up reading 3 of them. Honestly, I'm probably more disappointed in myself than anyone, but my mental health has just been all over the place lately, if I'm being completely honest. In the month of June, I had a big international trip that we took, so I just didn't do as much reading during that time. And then I also have been watching Love Island USA, which has taken up way too much of my time. I'm debating stepping back from that because it's just like, it feels like a chore at this point, which it shouldn't. The drama has been very fun to follow. And then I've just been like doom scrolling, frankly, more than normal, and feeling just like this sense of anxiety and dread. So yeah, I don't know. I just was struggling to focus on reading. I had some really bad digital habits in the month of June, and it shows because I didn't complete my TBR. So I say it every month. I'm serious though. Like, it is one of my goals this year to complete my TBR just 1 month, just one out of the whole year. So we're going to try to pick out a TBR this month that I feel really excited about, that I feel confident in. We're gonna keep it at 6 until I can get my numbers up a little bit more or complete one. The books that I didn't get to in the month of June were Onyx Storm, so it's back on the TBR cart. I still am interested in reading Onyx Storm soon. I'd love to get caught up in that series before switching over to Throne of Glass, which is one of my goals for this year, to read the Throne of Glass series. So definitely want to get to Onyx Storm soon and just knock that out and then switch gears and think about Throne of Glass. I also did not get to Us Against You by Frederick Bachman in the month of June. This one was picked by bestie Jamie, and so I feel especially bad that I did not get to this one since she picked it out for me. But I will say her second pick for me was Atmosphere, and I did read that and I loved it. So in my head, I just like am mentally swapping those two. I almost started Us Against You like quite a few times, but then I was getting worried that I have forgotten too much from Beartown and that I need to go back and do a reread. It's mostly just that there's so many names, at least in book 1, that I want to make sure I have my head straight on about who everyone is. Even though Beartown, it's probably one of my top 3 reads of the year so far. And then it was kind of crazy of me to just like not continue the series right away. So we'll see about Us Against You. I do feel like it's a colder weather series, so I might wait and just binge read that trilogy like around the holidays and just like reread Beartown or something. I know Sarah Crowley did that, and I'm starting to see why that was necessary. So final book I didn't get to in June was 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. I still very much want to read this. Would love to read it in July. It's on Kindle Unlimited. Just didn't make it happen. So that one is going back on the TBR. Okay, so with last month's TBR behind us, it's time to start looking ahead to this month. As usual, I've created my July graphic on my iPad, so I will put that on the screen so we can all look at it together. The first section is for Kindle Unlimited, so these are all books on Kindle Unlimited that I want to keep on my radar. We're gonna go through these super quick. This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan is the next book in a contemporary romance interconnected series that I'm reading. 7 Days in June, of course, didn't get to this one last month. It seems like a great summer read. Mile High by Liz Tom Ford. This is the first book in the Windy City series. A lot of people say you can skip this one and that it's not their favorite, but Mama ain't raised no quitter. I'm gonna suffer through the first one, but this is on Kindle Unlimited, and it's also on my 25 books I want to read in 2025. Same with One Dark Window. I'm pretty sure this is on my 25 to read in 2025, and it's also on Kindle Unlimited, and it's just a duology. I feel like I could knock this out and kind of get some more confidence in the romantasy fantasy genre. Okay, actually the rest of these on the Kindle Unlimited tab are on my 25 to read in 2025, so Archer's Voice and The Prison Healer also both on that list. Okay, then for Kobo reads, these are all books that I really want to read soon, but they're not on Kindle Unlimited, so I'd probably just buy them on my Kobo. So we've got Julie Chan is Dead, Out of the Woods, The Collected Regrets of Clover, Main Characters, Wild Dark Shore, and Swift and Saddled. Then the bottom section, audiobooks. These are all ones that I either have an audiobook copy of from my library or just on different audiobook apps, or I just think they'd be particularly good on audiobook and I don't want to forget about them. I've got Shop Girls on Libro FM. I've got Pictures of You on my Hoopla. Girl on Girl just looks like a really interesting nonfiction, and I really enjoy listening to nonfiction over actually physically reading it, so that's why that one's on here. Definitely Better Now is also on my Hoopla. Nice Girls Don't Win by Poverty Shallow. If you are a big Survivor fan, Poverty's memoir is coming out. I think it comes out July 8th this month. This is like the main new release that's on this chart this month, but I love Survivor. Would love to listen to Poverty's memoir, especially if she narrates it. I'm not sure yet, but I figured this one could be great on audio. And then Salty. I talked about this one in my What to Read This Summer video. This one seems like it could be really great on audiobook because it's kind of just general fiction with a little bit of a mystery, I'm pretty sure. So I just thought the genre lent itself to audiobook, and it's on my summer TBR. That is the big graphic. The reason I created the graphic, I have ADHD, so I have to leave this under my camera so that then when we pull prompts, I can reference the digital graphic and my physical TBR to make sure I'm picking the best book for that prompt. And I have refilled the TBR jar. We put back in some old prompts. I added some new ones. It's just feeling totally refreshed. So I'm excited to pull 6 prompts with you guys today and see what I'm going to be reading in the month of July. So let's do it. Let's pull the first prompt and get this party started. The TBR jar is so full. It's seriously like overflowing, which is just a great feeling because it hasn't been this full in a really long time. Prompt number 1. Oh gosh, did you see all of the ones that just fell out? Okay. This is the one I've picked. Let's see what it says. Okay, this one says a book where the title is written in white on the cover. Honestly, this one gives us so many options. So let's take a look through and see what could work. Onyx Storm would work. The Bright Years would work. Sounds Like Love would be an option. When in Rome is written in white. I Who Have Never Known Men is written in white. Lovely War would count. The Will of the Many would also count. Our Infinite Fates is written in white. Gosh, there's so many options. The Naturals is written in white. Dial A for Aunties is pretty much white except for the A. And that's it for my physical TBR. I also could pick 7 Days in June again. Mile High, Julie Chan is Dead would count. The Collected Regrets of Clover would count. Main Characters would count. And Salty would count. So that is a lot to choose from. Also, sorry, the lighting got so dark because a big cloud came in the sky, so it's gonna rain, I think. I added a little bit of artificial lighting, so hopefully that helps. I'm feeling overwhelmed with options on this like white font on the cover prompt. I'm trying to reflect on like, what do I actually want to read? Honestly, I really want to read Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. This is her new release that just came out in June. I'm going to the beach later in July, so I'm kind of saving this one maybe to read on the beach. She's like a 5-star author for me, even though not all of her books are 5 stars. I just love her writing, and this just seems like a really cute romance book, and I love reading romance in the summer. So I think the first book we're gonna put on the July TBR is Sounds Like Love for the prompt written in white on the cover. Okay, let's pick out prompt number 2. It's like I pick one and then like 4 come flying out. This one says, a popular book that you haven't read yet. The Throne of Glass people are screaming for me to start Assassin's Blade. Listen, I want to get to Onyx Storm first, so maybe I should just do Onyx Storm. Should I put it back on the TBR? Okay, wait, let's look through. I feel like Onyx Storm would count, but it's also like a new release. So part of me feels like a popular book you haven't read yet should be something maybe not released this year. So with that in mind, I feel like Love Theoretically is a popular book that I haven't read yet. This has been on the TBR cart for like a year, so that one definitely counts. Same with A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This has been on the cart for like a year now, and I feel like everyone's read this. So I also feel like The Women would count for this, and it's on my 25 to read in 2025, so it could be nice to have a little historical fiction in there. Project Hail Mary is another one that I feel like is super popular that I have not read yet, that so many people have read. This one could be a good contender. I've heard this one is really good on audiobook though. Binding 13 is another really popular one I haven't read yet. This is like starting another series though, and I need everyone to vote in the comments. Would you rather see me read Boys of Tommen or Throne of Glass? Because I'm going to do one of them in the fall, and I'm feeling like it's going to be Throne of Glass, and I feel like it would be a lot to try to do both at the same time. So this is probably just going to still keep getting pushed. I know I'm going to love it. It feels like a big commitment. Popular book you haven't read yet. I would say Twisted Love feels like a pretty popular book. These are all the start of series though, is the thing. The Addicted series, The Naturals. Maybe I could do The Naturals. This feels like less daunting as a series. Another popular book I haven't read yet I would count would be Archer's Voice, and maybe also Mile High. Those are a bunch of my options. I think I'm leaning towards The Naturals for some reason. This whole series is about teenagers who solve cold cases. They get recruited into this like FBI program for teens who have like natural abilities. So this is the first one in the series. I think there's 4 of them, but I've just heard from so many people this is such a great bingeable kind of series, can get you out of a reading slump, and it's just like fun and a little bit different. And I really enjoyed the Inheritance Games series from the same author. I read that like 2 years ago and just like binged it all in like a week. I've just been meaning to read this for forever, and it feels like the right time. So I'm gonna put this on the TBR. Okay, let's pick out book number 3 for my July TBR. This one says a book with the color blue on the cover. This is funny that I get this because honestly, I was just looking at both my books and I was like, wow, wow, we've really got a blue TBR so far this month. And I really think of the month of July kind of as like an ocean blue color. I also think of red because of the 4th of July, red and blue. But if I had to pick one color, I would pick blue. So that's funny that we got a book with blue on the cover because we've got a really blue TBR so far. Okay, from the physical TBR, it looks like Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil would count. To be clear, this prompt just says a book with the color blue on the cover. It's not a blue cover. It's got like blue, I'm pretty sure flowers on the cover. And we've got a blue sticker because it's a signed edition, which is really cool that I found at a local bookstore. Everyone is just raving. So this could be really fun to put on the TBR just to have like an exciting new release. Another book with blue on the cover is Heartwood by Amity Gage. This is a new release this year. I'm pretty sure it's like a mystery thriller. I remember reading the description and feeling like it sounded kind of similar to The God of the Woods. Definitely different, but also some similarities. So this could be a good one to read in the summer, actually. It's essentially a search and rescue book where they're racing against time to find this experienced hiker who has mysteriously gone missing on the Appalachian Trail. It's kind of a story about mothers and daughters and the solace of nature, things like that. I don't know if I'm feeling this one, honestly, right now. We've also got Cleopatra and Frankenstein. I loved Blue Sisters, and I don't know why I haven't picked this up sooner because I really want to read more from Coco Mellors since I really enjoyed her other book. And this one has blue writing on the cover, but it's not really like a blue cover. I do feel like I should try to pick one that's like has more of like a blue cover, you know? The Will of the Many is a blue cover. It's navy, but I'm just not reading that this month. That one is like a fall read to me. I'm saving it. We got Us Against You by Frederick Bachman. This one's honestly kind of purple instead of blue, but I think it would count. I think I just want to wait till the weather cools back down to pick this series back up. It's too warm outside to read about ice hockey. I'm sorry. I'm a seasonal girl. Twisted Love is blue. I'm just like not that excited about this. I mean, considering like my head keeps going back to Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. So it's just like nothing's really competing with that in my head. I've just been hearing nothing but good things about this ever since it came out. Everyone who's read it is like obsessed. So I feel like I need to read it. All I know is toxic lesbian vampires. I'm intrigued for sure. It says 3 young women, their bodies planted in the same soil, their stories tangling like roots. One grows high and one grows deep and one grows wild and all of them grow teeth. So you know what? I'll bite. This is gonna be the next book on the July TBR. Definitely a chunkier one, but one that has so much hype right now that I think I'll get excited about. Okay, besties, we're halfway there. 3 prompts down, 3 to go. Let's pick out prompt number 4. For the July TBR. Okay, this one says a book with text messages in it. Unfortunately, this is a really hard one to check with the books that are on my digital TBR.
They're left out. No. They didn't get chosen. That's how life works.
It's just sometimes the way she goes. Okay, I finally found one. That was way harder than I thought it would be. I know that some of these books definitely have text messages in it, but I was looking for something that was formatted differently, like either in a different font or like in bold lettering or just like spaced differently. And so I found it in Dial A for Aunties. It says when Betty Chan accidentally kills her blind date, she turns to her aunties for help. Their meddling set her up on the date, so they kind of bow her. Although hiding this dead body is going to be harder than they thought, especially when her family's wedding business has the biggest wedding of the year happening right now. It turns out the wedding venue happens to be managed by Meddy's ex, aka the one who got away. It's the worst time to see him again, or is it? So this seems like it's like a cozy mystery and romance, which is just like such a fun blend. It definitely seems like funny, lighthearted, and fast-paced, which is all the things I need this month. And I've just heard great things. I also heard someone say that this is really good on audiobook. I may try to listen to this one, but it won the Comedy Women in Print prize. So it has a little award on there for that. This is actually the UK cover because I just really liked the UK cover more than the US cover, so I ordered it online and got it a couple months back. But this is one that I've just been wanting to read for a long time and needed an excuse to, so let's put it on the July TBR. Book number 4 is Dial A for Aunties. Okay, we have 2 more prompts left, so let's pick out prompt number 5. I feel like we could use maybe like one more romance, a fantasy. I feel like we're good on mysteries, so want to make sure we have some more like character-driven stuff. So, okay, let's see. Ooh, a book you are unsure if you will like. Honestly, the first one that comes to mind is Onyx Storm. I feel really hesitant about picking up this book. I had so much fun with Fourth Wing, and then I felt like Iron Flame. I don't know. the plot just kind of lost me a little bit. So I'm feeling a little bit nervous. I feel like a lot of people either feel like this is like their favorite series ever and they just keep getting better, or people are kind of falling off and they're kind of like, yeah, I don't know. Like I really liked Fourth Wing, but then after that, they kind of went downhill. And I'm worried I'm in that second camp. So this is honestly a book that I'm unsure if I will like. Another book I'm unsure if I will like would be Legendary, which is the second book in the Caraval trilogy. I just kind of felt so-so about Caraval. So I'm still kind of unsure about continuing the trilogy, but I do really want to read Once Upon a Broken Heart. And I do know that like reading the Caraval trilogy in full before reading Once Upon a Broken Heart makes the experience better. Part of me does want to just like give it a try. And then if I want to DNF it, I can just DNF it. But I am a little unsure about this. I also feel unsure about if I will like The Cruel Prince. I feel like a lot of people either love or hate this one, so I feel like I'll be the same, and I'm worried that I may not connect with it as much, but I don't know. It's hard to say. Obviously, I won't know till I read it, but this is one that I'm unsure about. Okay, honestly, I think we're just gonna put Onyx Storm back on the TBR. It's been on my mind this whole video, and I think it's one that I want to definitely knock out before the summer's over, so that by the time we get to fall in August, I can maybe start diving into Throne of Glass, which I know a lot of you guys are dying for me to do. I think I just have this mental block that I need to like get through this, and then I'll switch over to that. So let's put it back on the TBR. I'm gonna try to actually read it this month, I promise. Okay, guys, last prompt. This is prompt number 6, so it'll be our final for today. This one says, I was looking out for me, a book you're in the mood to read. I love that. Okay, this just feels like a free pick almost, even better than a free pick, because it's like, let's really honor like how I'm feeling. Okay, if I were to sit down right now and start a book, what am I in the mood for is the question. I want to look at my digital TBR too. Do we put 7 Days in June back on the TBR? I just feel like it's so boring to like put 2 of the books from last month like back on the TBR and not introduce anything new. 7 Days in June is kind of top of mind. I feel like it could be so much fun to read like this weekend over the 4th of July. Or we could do like You with a View. This feels like kind of a summary book, and I know a lot of people love The X-Vows by Jessica Joyce, and that one kind of comes after this one, I'm pretty sure. Plus this one's on my 25 to read in 2025. It says 2 former high school enemies must reunite for a road trip inspired by their grandparents' broken engagement. Am I in the mood to read this? I don't know. Let's read the first page. This one starts with a viral TikTok. Honestly, like that didn't hook me. I'm trying to think about like what's already on my TBR and how I may want to balance it out. I'm really trying to set myself up for success here, guys. Like the pressure is on. What is like July? Currently, I'm reading Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. It's the first book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series, and I'm having a really great time. It's just like a fun palate cleanser. It's just like an easy summer book. It's like a whole cowboy romance series, and I've just been having fun reading Done and Dusted, and I think it could be fun to read the next couple books over the rest of the summer. So I could read Swift and Saddled in July, and then books 3 and 4 in like August and September when it's still warm out. I think that could be really fun. Even though I don't have a physical copy with me, I think the 6th and final book I'm going to put on my July TBR is going to be Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. Lila Sage also has a really exciting new release coming out this fall that looks really good. I can't remember the name of it. And so part of me also wants to read this series this summer so that I'm caught up on her backlist and can read that other book right when it comes out this fall. That's like a little mini goal that I all of a sudden kind of made for myself. So we're going to read the next one in the Rebel Blue Ranch series and keep the good cowboy summer vibes going. Those are the 6 prompts for the month of July. Let's do a quick recap. The first prompt that I pulled was a book where the title is written in white on the cover. So for this one, I chose Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. This is her new release that just came out in June, so I can't wait to read this. Prompt number 2 was a popular book you haven't read yet. So for that one, I chose The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. And this is the start of a 4-book series, so I may have just gotten myself into something. Prompt number 3 was a book with the color blue on the cover. So for this one, I chose Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. I am so excited to read this. I feel like everyone's been talking about it lately. Prompt number 4 was a book with text messages in it. So for this one, I was able to find some text messages in Dial A for Aunties by Jessie Sutanto. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Yeah, I'm super excited for this one. I think it's like a mystery romance blend and it just seems super funny and fast paced. So I can't wait to read it. Prompt number 5 was a book you are unsure if you will like. So for that one, I chose Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros, the 3rd book in the Empyrean series. I'm super intrigued to see if this will be one that makes me like the series more or that causes my interest in the series to wane. Only time will tell, but I will report back. And finally, prompt number 6 was a book you're in the mood to read. I had such a hard time picking this one, but I landed on Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage, just to have another cowboy romance on the TBR. I feel like I'm always in the mood for a nice, lighthearted, fun cowboy romance in the summer. So I thought this would be a good one for the month of July. So these are the books on my July TBR this month, plus Swift and Saddled, of course. Let me know if you've read any of these and what you thought of them. And let me know what's on your monthly TBR in the comments down below. I swear I'm going to try to read them all this month, guys. I promise. But also, reading is just supposed to be fun. This is a hobby for me. This is just something I do on the side. I have like a full-time job, so I'm just doing my best, okay? With all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I have so much fun making them, and you guys really seem to love watching them. So I really appreciate you guys watching yet another installment this month. If you made it this far in the video, comment down below with the sunflower emoji so I can know who made it to the end. I hope you guys have an amazing month of reading and find so many 5-star books, and I will see you super soon in another video. Bye, everyone.